streaming live, tackling the topics everyone's talking about online. Share, engage, interact. This is Newsfeed Now.
And a good Tuesday to you. Welcome into Newsfeed Now. I am Aaron Nolan. Got a lot to get to. In fact, we've got breaking news that just came into the Newsfeed Now newsroom. Amber Geiger has been found guilty of murder. The former Dallas police officer was accused of shooting and killing Botham Jean. You see her on the stand here previously. This is video from before. The judge just came back after less than 24 hours of the jury having this case and deliberating on this case. The jury did find Amber Geiger guilty of murder. We're going to turn now to Ashley King, who has watched this story. And Ashley, you're a journalist who is from Texas, so you understand the magnitude of a case like this. First things first, are you surprised, A, that the verdict came back that quickly, and B, are you surprised the jury of 12 found her guilty of murder, the heavier charge in this case?
Well, you know, I'm not a crime expert. I'll start with that. I'm not a court expert, but I will say I'm shocked that she was found guilty. It took guilty of murder, that is. It took the jury just 6 hours to come to this decision. So it seems like they didn't have any trouble with that. I watched this trial all last week. It even took place on Saturday. I watched it then too, and they had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she intended to kill him. That's what murder is. So I did not think that she was going to be found guilty of murder. I thought she might have been found guilty of manslaughter, but I mean, the jury came back and said she's guilty of murder. You
bring that up, and this is according to NBC News. The jurors were given the instructions that the state had to prove that she intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Jean, the lesser charge of manslaughter. But how long in jail is she facing now, as we have a recess of about 2 hours in the courtroom there in Dallas until we start getting back to that penalty phase?
Yeah, once the penalty phase starts, the jurors will be tasked with deciding if she'll spend up to life in prison. So, I mean, murder, this is a serious, serious charge now. I'm sure they'll probably hear the victim impact statements during that phase of the trial, so maybe we'll hear from some of the Botham Jean's family during that time. I'm not sure if she will address the court at all, but honestly, I'm shocked about this verdict.
Yeah, I could tell you have been watching this for quite some time, and you were shocked by that verdict. But I want to talk to you about what happened in the courtroom when the verdict was read from both sides here, from the defense as well as from the victim's family. What was the response from these two teams? Well,
you could hear a little bit of outbursts from the victim's family. I'm sure the judge told them to not make any, outbursts, but they clearly were excited about this outcome. Murder is what they wanted, to find her guilty of murder. So the family, they showed pictures of them. They were hugging. His mom was there. Looked like they were excited about that. As far as Amber Geiger, she just remained sitting there. I think at one point I might have seen her kind of reach her face, so it looks like she may be crying, but I couldn't really tell that from the view.
Still a lot going on. Again, this grabbed national attention. The next phase is the penalty phase, but again, I want you to reiterate the timeline here. It did not take very long for this entire trial to happen, but right now, Amber Geiger, as you see on your screen, is facing life in prison. Yeah,
this trial started last week, so they actually had a rare Saturday day in court. They only heard about 3 minutes of testimony on Saturday, and then they had Sunday off, and then yesterday the jury was handed the case to decide what their verdict would be. They took a break around 5 p.m. yesterday for the day, and then they started again this morning around 8:30, and they came up with their verdict probably within about 30 minutes ago or so. And it just took them 6 hours. 6 hours to find her guilty of murder.
Before you go, because you have listened to all of this, the judge in this case said that the jurors could have considered Texas's stand your ground law. From the testimony that you've heard throughout this trial, why was that allowed in this case when she entered a residence that was not her own?
There was a big debate on if that should or shouldn't be allowed during this trial, and I think that's where this case is it's very interesting, and I think that's what makes it so interesting. She is a police officer. She thought she was at her house, but she wasn't at her house. So does the stand your ground law apply? And at one point, the jury did ask, while they were deliberating, they did push the red button, and they did ask the court about manslaughter, and they asked about the stand your ground law. So that kind of made me believe maybe they were leaning toward manslaughter, but we see they came back with that guilty verdict for murder.
I would assume that the defense will appeal this case?
I believe so. I'm sure this will be in court for quite some time. Today is definitely not the end, that's for sure.
All right, Ashley King, thank you so much. Again, if you're just joining us, Amber Geiger, a former Dallas police officer, has been found guilty of murder in the death of a black man who was in his home, Botham Jean. He was in his home. The Dallas police officer thought she was walking into her home, which was actually the wrong floor. They were on top of each other. She shot and killed him, thinking it was an intruder. Much more on this as they enter the penalty phase in about 2 hours. The judge did issue a recess in this case. Much more on this. Again, I want to bring up the national news aspect of this. As I'm looking at NBC here, they have broken the story. I can jump over here to CNN. They have also broken the story. A big story out of the South that will no doubt continue as a former Dallas police officer has been found guilty of killing a man in his own apartment. He was unarmed. The jurors of 12 found him guilty of murder. She now faces up to life in prison. All right, moving on to our next story today. It's the final day of the border team and our team coverage to travel along the border in South Texas. Once you get east of El Paso, only the Rio Grande separates the U.S. from Mexico. We saw it live yesterday. The Border Report team shows us today firsthand how easy it is for immigrants to make the short swim to the United States. Anna Warnicki has the story.
This is common to see in Laredo. Someone from Mexico trying to swim across the Rio Grande to the U.S.
Every day you can see them coming across.
Daniel Montez walks his dog through Los Dos Laredos Park every morning. He says he sees about 5 or 6 people swimming from Mexico to Laredo every day.
We're used to it, you know. It's always been this way, but I think it's gotten worse.
Where I am right now is on the edge of the Rio Grande, so you can see there's not a lot of distance between where I'm standing and the water. Laredo and its neighboring city in Mexico, Nuevo Laredo, are separated by about a 150-foot span of the Rio Grande. So close that Border Patrol agents can talk to people on the other side. That's what happened when we saw this swimmer make his way across the river. A Border Patrol agent immediately told him to turn around. Agents told us they see 60 to 70 people attempt to cross in the area every day.
They know that we got a lot of protection.
Nathaniel Barrientos says the people he sees trying to cross use a raft or inner tube.
Or being in the, what do you call, the tires, like the floating.
For BorderReport.com, I'm Anna Warnicki.
All right, Anna, thank you so much. Steffi Lee is a producer on this project. She has joined us many days last week and into this week. Steffi, last day, but I'm interested in the swim across the Rio Grande. You and Chris Berg were talking about that body of water yesterday, but now we're hearing 60 to 70 people attempt this swim each and every day. Did that surprise you when you heard that number?
Yeah, it kind of did, and mainly because we were there during the daytime, but yesterday, and I'm sure you heard, as you heard in Anna's story, a lot of this sometimes happens in the nighttime, and we also learned that they occasionally have spotters, people who, it's essentially boots on the ground, kind of guidance from people on the other side who have the latest information on who's patrolling the area, what they see, and they kind of share that information across. And so that's kind of interesting because when we were there, it was daytime, we saw a lot of people just out, regular Sunday afternoon, as it looked like, regular Monday morning, as it looked like people are just over at the park. But 60 to 70 people is what we heard. So they're staying busy. You know, we saw a lot of Border Patrol cars driving around. We saw the CBP boats going back and forth several times, as you saw in Anna's story as well.
What is the one story, Stephanie, that you're going to take away from this trip? I mean, you've been on this trip now several days. What is one thing that you're not going to forget about this trip?
Yeah, I think overall, just kind of the generosity of these people along the U.S.-Mexico border. You know, they recognize and understand that they have a lot on their minds in regards to immigration issues and migrants crossing the border and how busy it is, and the help that they need and the help that they're providing in the community. But the big takeaway is just how I feel like people have been positive. You know, we hear from a lot of people that there are concerns, but this isn't anything different to them from what's been happening over the last several years that they've lived here in these communities. You know, earlier in the week, in this tour, we were in New Mexico, and one guy who doubles as a bus driver, runs a hotel, works with migrants on a day-to-day basis, migrant students who come across the border. So that's something that's eye-opening to see, because they understand that's just a part of life in their area, which is, I think, the whole point of this border report tour, is to bring you that insight, bring you those stories that we don't often hear in the community, that's kind of buried in the national headlines.
All right, Steffi, before you go, we've heard a lot about this truck behind you. I want you to show me this truck and how you guys have been traveling, whether in style or whether in technology. It looks pretty cool, I gotta admit.
Let me go ahead and flip around this camera so you can see how massive this truck is here. It's huge. I mean, it's like 20 times my height, basically. So there's a camera that we've been doing our Facebook Lives on. So when you see us on the road, that's the camera that we use. It pans up and down, side to side. There's a satellite dish in there. Let me go ahead and take you on the inside as well. It's a mobile newsroom. It's great. This is where we've been filing our stories, where we've been going live from. That's our TVU unit, which is how we're able to go live. There's internet capability. There are a few phones here attached to it as well. So when Anna goes live, that's kind of the kind of bridge and the program that she uses to kind of stay in touch with all the different stations. And I can take you up front here as well. That's the joystick and kind of the panel where we can figure out which cameras we want to use, and we have screens inside as well. So, and don't worry about distracted driving. Don't worry about distracted driving at all. People have their eyes on the road, and the whole point, as you can see, it's the passenger who's switching around the cameras, not the driver.
But where do you sit, Steffi? There's so much technology in that one little truck. Where do you guys hang out at?
We're kind of all cramped in here. That's our luggage from the last few days, but we're all back here. It fits 4 people pretty nicely, so it's not too difficult.
Okay.
We can stay cramped. We can continue working and bringing you stories from the road.
Steffi, thank you so much. It's been very cool to get to know you, get to know these pieces, and we appreciate you bringing it to life for us. Steffi, thanks.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Have a great one. A Florida family is mourning the loss of their puppy. Zeus died protecting 2 of their 4 kids from a snake. Her 10-year-old son was playing in the backyard when the 9-month-old pit bull jumped toward him and attacked a coral snake, poisonous by the way, doing his best to keep it away from the boy. His 11-year-old brother then walked in the backyard. That's when Zeus laid down on the snake to smother it and prevent it from harming the boys. The snake bit Zeus 4 times before the dog bit its head off. The family rushed Zeus to a hospital where staff immediately gave him anti-venom. He died the next day. Now, the mom said she's forever grateful to Zeus and considers him a hero, saying if he had not done that, the kids may have been hurt. I will say there is something about the connection between a dog, a pet, and a family. Growing up, I had German Shepherds, and my mom always tells the story about how I would walk to the park, and the bridge where I would walk, they didn't have handrails. And so it was a bridge, and then there was a creek underneath. The German Shepherd would walk right next to me as I was just bumbling and stumbling. I think I was probably 2 to 4 years old at the time, to make sure that she was my handrail and she would guide me. So just like Zeus, it's amazing what families get when they get a pet like that. Very cool. Zeus, thank you for being there, and rest in peace. My wife and I are raising 2 daughters. We have a lot of pink and purple and Elsa and Anna in our house. And while I'm not a huge fan of watching movies all day, every day, I do see the value and the message behind plenty of princesses. You see Elsa and Anna, they're a great example of sisterhood and the bond between those sisters. Now in Arkansas, one woman is taking the idea of royalty and using it to impact kids. Heather Drennan is the co-owner of Fanciful Fairy Tale Parties. She took over the business 2 years ago after seeing the effects it had on kids. Now she's an avid philanthropist. She hosts free events for sick children diagnosed with cancer in Central Arkansas. She hopes to show every child that confidence starts in your heart.
I think that's what we try and teach the kids as well. Like, you have magic in your heart, and you have the ability to make a difference on those around you simply by being kind and being good.
Now Heather has 30 different girls who dress up in characters like Cinderella, the Little Mermaid, and even the popular Snow Queen, aka Elsa. All right, Michael Esparza did this story for us. Michael, look, I understand the benefit and the value of princesses. I've got 2 kids at home. For you, when you started telling that story, how much inspiration did you get from this woman, and how passionate is she really, not just about making girls happy through princesses, but making them see the difference that they can be made by the stories told from those princesses.
Yeah, she's really passionate. I mean, she has a whole book that I couldn't show you because it's top secret, but a whole book of just every princess's story that she has, the background, where they currently live, if they're single or married. I mean, updates to their life. They got new friends, you know, like The Little Mermaid now has a new series, so she had new friends, because she said the kids are going to ask these questions. So she's really passionate about getting the stories right and knowing that her girls know the stories. So that was the big thing that really impacted me. And then that she goes to these hospitals and visits kids that are diagnosed with cancer, leukemia, just anything. If they're sick for anything, she goes visits them and makes it a point to do that every month.
What's the response from the kids as they see, Elsa, Anna, Cinderella, Moana, those princesses they watch and think so highly of, walk into their hospital room?
Aaron, I wish I could have shown you some of these photos, but obviously I couldn't because we couldn't get the parents' approval to turn it on time. But I mean, some of these kids, their faces, their eyes, you just see it. They're so entranced by the woman standing in front of them that is looking like the Little Mermaid or Cinderella or Snow White, and obviously Snow knows that. And it's just beautiful. Yeah. I mean, you can see how passionate these kids are. So it's beautiful.
Michael, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you taking the time. Very cool story. Look, as we wrap up, I got to be honest with you. I love barbecue. I had it for breakfast this morning. True story. Steve, did you get any of that?
I did.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And it really doesn't matter to me if it's Texas Pit, KC, or Memphis Dry Rub. Barbecue is good. It can be pork or it can be beef. I don't care. But today I found something new about my favorite slow cooking meal. There's a barbecue Hall of Fame full of the best. And this year, a Texas original that you can find on shelves across the South is being inducted. Our Chris Davis has the story.
Almost everybody's been to Stubbs, so.
The name is a fixture in Austin and a staple on store shelves.
I wish he was here to see how much the company's grown,
Rocky Stubblefield remembers his granddad's original restaurant in Lubbock.
He'd be at the restaurant all day, but then late at night he'd come home with trays of barbecues. So, just ribs and brisket and sausage on a big tray.
That was before he moved the restaurant to Austin in the 80s.
This is actually some of the original bottles.
Before the sauce empire was born.
You actually see that he was like gluing some of the labels on himself.
Rocky works for the sauce company now. His granddad lives on in the restaurant too.
It's an iconic name. It's an iconic location. It's very important to maintain this property as Stubbs Barbecue for years and years to come.
This is where the celebration will be tonight, a VIP ceremony at 5 and a public concert at 7.
It's everybody coming together again as he would want it, for live music and great barbecue. That was his vision.
A vision the West Texas Pitmaster started 51 years ago, one that continues to grow.
You have to touch a lot of people for them to think of you, and put you in the Hall of Fame.
Isn't that the coolest trophy you've ever seen? That Barbecue Hall of Fame trophy? I'm going to bring it up just one time so you can see it. Steve, what's the best place you can get barbecue in the world?
In the world?
In the world. Your barbecue pit? I'm gonna argue that ain't the right. All right, but check it out. Here's those pictures. This is the trophy right here. This is the trophy you get right here. How cool is that? Man, ribs over it almost looks like a Burger King fire. I gotta be honest with you. I'm a big fan of Memphis pork. Love that. I'm not a huge fan of Kansas City. Don't at me on that one. Texas brisket, there's something about Texas brisket, I gotta be honest with you, that's good stuff. All right, that is all the time we have for this edition of Newsfeed Now. The breaking story I do want to pick up again before we go, though. A former Dallas police officer has been found guilty of killing a man in his home when she thought she was in her own home. We're gonna have much more on that as we go on this website, as well as we'll have more on that and the penalty phase of the trial for Amber Geiger coming up tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great afternoon. We'll see you back here on a Wednesday.